Defensive minigame. Last stretch. But floor. So soft. I. So sleepy.
Wake up!
Alright, cool it. Time to program the crossing projectile. Oh, you don't want to work? I think you forget who's the game dev and who's the game being devved. Oh, what? All my programming is gone. This isn't a bit. I didn't exit the program and forget to save. This is all one session. It's just missing. You think that will stop me? I won a staring contest against the Abyss. You don't scare me. That'll learn ya. It's time to program the next projectile's flip-flopping ass. Guess what? The switch switches, and it's synced. You can tell because of the game field correction thingy. But guess what else? Any lady and or nor fellow that switches that low is a no-go. And if you don't know, well, I just told you so. It's just not fair to the player, honestly. And it's only compounded when more than one slider is on screen. And now finally, cross with momentum. Let's go. All I did was copy-paste. Easy money. What is this shit? Everything was going perfectly. Oh, I forgot to make the graphics. I'll just fix that real quick. Not quite what I wanted. Hang on. There's no momentum. What about the other slider? It's gone. The momentum's gone from the momentum slider. Oh, gee, oh my, oh whiz. Look, this is my code before, and this is my code now. I don't know what happened. It's not like I forgot to save. I don't think. I'm straight up just taking this image that I used in the previous devlog and copying what's written. Alright, that worked. Thank God I record this. Now, for the main event. Cross with momentum, yeah.
Not what I expected, but I can use this. What if I named it Throw? And it was beautiful. Alright, for the main event for real, on God 100. Yes! 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 Wait! It's done! The attack minigame is done! I'm free! No, he's not. But, before reality comes crashing down on him, why don't you go crashing into those like and subscribe buttons and plant your declaration of war in the comments? By the time you come back, you might just be in time to catch him shattered by the realization that I'm not done. I still have to. Okay, so 3 things. See, during the game, there'll be moments where a character goes solo. I have to make it so that there is no left or right targets, just a middle one. The next thing is that eventually a character's going to go down, as in, get spilled. They're gonna get bleeded. What happens then? I want to make it so that the minigame ends immediately. Third is that once I get this first slider spawning entity down, I'm still gonna have to copy it into the other slider spawning entities. I'm so close. I can almost taste it. I can feel it tickling my tummy. Okay, so it's working for these 2 sliders, but the other 4, you realize the issue, right? They cross from one target to the other. I need 2 party members for that to work. So what do? Well, the answer's simple, really. Brain damage. That's right, all I do is lobotomize the enemies so that if there's only one party member, they forget how to use attacks that cross or switch. All I do is create a flag, or RPG Maker calls them switches. Don't get confused. That's turned on when the player is solo, and use that to limit which attack an enemy can use. Alright, come on, big bucks, no mammies, no whammies. Yes, it works. Great. What would I do if there's an enemy that only uses crossing attacks, though? I'll just have to make sure they also use some solo attacks. Okay, so when this slider hits the player, the minigame should end. Okay, that's odd. I tell to stop, but it keep going? Look, I know one of the party members was knocked out,
because I'm only able to make one selection. I think it's because the enemy can't apply statuses, including knockout, until the battle scene is able to run a particular update process. I think.
I don't actually know.
And that update process won't run until I stop running my events. But here, I made it so that the minigame ends when a party member is knocked out, but the party member can't get knocked out until the minigame ends. But the minigame won't end unless the party member is knocked out, but the party member can't get knocked out until the minigame ends. But the minigame won't end unless the party member is knocked out. I'll have to use another metric, 0 health. Haha, up to my old trickery.
Okay, this time, when this slider hits the player, the minigame...
Fuck yourself. Let me do a little tinkering here.
So, I tinkered a bit and added the default windows back in to see if the party member was even losing health or being knocked out.
Yes! That's 2 of the 3 loose ends tied up. Now, for the other slider spawning entities. I'm making it their problem too. First, to clean up all this mess, I have a lot of repeating code. Look. Instead, I can just put all that in here, reminder, this was repeating 5 times, and can call it with this, truncating it. That should make it easier. Alrighty, one entity at a time. Oh boy. Oh howdy. Alright. Steady, steady. Oh man. Slowly but surely, I built each entity, and I found small bugs each time, fixed them, and moved on. But it was no less nerve-wracking. If something slipped through at this stage, that would spell disaster. If I found a bug later, after I built on top of this, it would be hard to find, and it would require me to tear everything down, just to take a gander at what may be causing issues. Sure, it's early in development, but that's what makes this so important. I isolated each slider entity, put it up against one attack at a time, had them hit me, partially blocked them, fully blocked them too early, and had them target left, right, and middle. If everything worked the first time, I was suspicious. If something didn't work, my heart sank. Sometimes the minigame wouldn't end. Sometimes the game tried to manipulate pictures that were deleted. Then there was one bug, one that had me baffled for hours. One that I've come to call It only appeared once I'd implemented 4 entities. I was testing if the game would bug out if I kept taking hits, and sure enough, it did. Neither party member was knocked out, but the minigame shut off anyway. It only happened if I let the first slider hit me. Like I said, I spent hours fiddling with it. The game was sabotaging me. I know it. Look. I have a minigame loop. I don't want turns to progress until the minigame loop is broken or finished. Simple. What's the condition to break out of this loop? There's nothing left in the queue. Each entity checks. If the entity finds nothing, it sends a signal. All active entities must give this signal, then the minigame graphics are erased, the loop breaks, and the battle resumes. But bitch-ass program was all like, no, I'm just gonna leave the loop. How do I know it was doing this? Because what happens when you meet the condition for the loop break? I erase all the minigame graphics. Look what's still here. Why would you do this to me, I asked. But she gave no answer. So I put another loop right beside it to check if it ate its fucking broccoli. It says to the loop, oh, you didn't eat your broccoli? Then sit the fuck down and finish your broccoli. And it worked. If there's anything that I learned here today, it's effective parenting strategies. I got all the way to the 8th entity. It's done. It's over. Actually, no, not yet. Remember all the way back? The shape of the slider will match with their attack, but that's polish that'll have to wait. The mark will also match the slider's silhouette, so that players can time when to stop the slider. That will also have to wait. It's the final step, the last obstacle. Finally, I can move on from this. It works. I'm this much closer to building a functional build of the game. No, even better, the vertical slice. I'll have a demo out soon, and nobody can stop me. Now, for the attack minigame. How many minigames is that going to work out to?